what's up everybody? Today I'm gonna show you how to create insane shot with the OneWheel and 360 camera like this.
Never felt so high like this before. Am I hallucinating? I just can't be sure. So won't you come closer? Cause I've got to know. Are you looking for somebody just like me? I can be the one, just tell me what you need. Cause you got me hostage and I can't leave. Now I'm hooked on the sensation. I can't escape, I've got you in my veins. Baby, you know what you started and I can't breathe. Girl, you know I want you. You got my attention, I can't turn away. Girl, you know I can't help it, I just gotta have a taste. Lock me up and throw away the cure. Ain't no remedy once you take control. I tried to resist you, but I want you more. I surrender to the drug that is your kiss. I'd do anything to taste you on my lips. My dark obsession that I can't quit. Now I'm hooked on the sensation. I can't escape, I've got you in my veins. Ooh, baby, you know what you started and I can't breathe. Girl, you know I want you. You got my attention.
And this is gonna be a very in-depth tutorial. I will show you how to film, how to do post-production, and how to publish on social platforms like YouTube and Instagram, and how to achieve absolutely the best image quality from this small sensor camera and mixed with your DSLR. If you are ready, make sure that you have first an electric skateboard like the OneWheel, second any 360 VR camera with a really good stabilization, and third, don't forget your helmet. If you have all that, let's dive right Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Hugh here from Creator Up, the #1 YouTube channel dedicated to 360 virtual reality filmmaking for everyone. First, this tutorial is not only for one real action shot, it is everything I know on how to do a professional looking overcapture 2D video from any 360 camera. I meant to create this video way back when GoPro Fusion just released it, before ONE X even a thing. But to serve my professional audience, I instead focus only on 360 production. After ONE X released it, everyone and their dogs make an overcapture tutorial. Haha, I can watch Doggy and ONE X all day long. It is the best part of this camera. And lots of the tutorials on the internet are questionable, at least for the video professional who plan to use overcapture 2D video to promote their 3D 360 production. And all of these ONE X tutorial seem to use clickbait title like 5 tips of this and 10 tricks of that. So I go above and beyond again to give you 50 filming and editing tips and tricks on overcapture. Hopefully, this is the only tutorial you will ever need to create action-packed video like the one you just saw. This is not a simple tutorial. As a matter of fact, I can probably charge $30 then put this video on Udemy, but obviously I'm not. Teaching is my passion, and I personally hate to pay for tutorial that turn out to be horrible. So, if you appreciate my hard work, please consider to subscribe, like, and share this video. I also provided the timestamp for your viewing convenience down in the description below. So, get yourself a cup of coffee now and learn these 50 tips and tricks together. First, talk about cameras. One of the most asked questions on Creator Up. The answer is, it does not matter. Yes, I filmed the video in ONE X, but ONE X is not the only 360 camera. GoPro Fusion, which is only $299 right now, or the Vuze XR, or the Insta360 EVO with the newly fixed 360 stitching, or the Kandao Qoocam with the super slow motion. All are really excellent options. If you still need help on picking your 360 action camera, check out this series right here. The bottom line is, any 360 camera with great stabilization will work. If you don't have one of these new 360 camera, you can even use the Nikon Keymission right here or the Samsung Gear. I did it way back in early 2017 with the Nikon Keymission. You just After Effects for an extra step of stabilization, and then you can follow along with this tutorial. I used the ONE X for this tutorial is because ONE X is the lightest among all this action camera, and also it has HDR mode, which can be a lifesaver when the sun is directly on top of me. Also, lots of my viewers already have the ONE X, and some of you got misleading on the post workflow on this camera, and I really want to address that in this tutorial. Second, you need a selfie stick. Any selfie stick will work. It does not need to be invisible. The invisible selfie stick is just a marketing term. It never truly invisible. Look at my video, I'm using the very own invisible selfie stick from Insta360. Because of the weight of the camera and the dynamic movement during skateboarding, you can really see the selfie stick still. The trick here is to wear black accessory like a leather glove to blend the stick in, or get a solid stick like the brand new Bushman monopod. I will put the link down below, and the review is coming next. Now let's talk about camera setting. There are only two simple rules. First, get the highest resolution possible from your 360 camera. For ONE X and Vuze XR, it's 5.7K in 30 frames per second. For GoPro Fusion, you should do 5.6K in 24 frames per second, as your 2D overcapture video will be eventually in 24 frames per second mixed with your DSLR camera. You don't need to have 30 frames per second like what we usually do for VR headset delivery. The second rule is the shutter speed. You want to minimize motion blur in all costs. So never ever use the auto camera setting. Well, just a rule of thumb in general, please never use the auto camera setting on any shoot, period. Lock your ISO to 100, adjust your shutter speed to make sure it's above minimal 60. White balance should also be manual, so your color is not all over the place. You saw my video has my signature teal and orange looks. I will provide my LUT to you for free, but in order to use my LUT or any LUT, you need to control your white balance first. Okay, now let's talk about the fun part, shooting. Shooting is fun and easy with 360 camera. Here's what I do on an electric skateboard, like the OneWheel. I use reverse grip, like how you grip a ninja saw, with the extended selfie stick. I will not extend the selfie stick all the way. If you do, the selfie stick will bend and it will not be invisible anymore. Then you can just hop on the OneWheel and start the filming. This is the most versatile way to film with the 360 camera, as you can slightly tilt the camera up for a normal above the horizon third-person photo view, or tilt the camera down for a hero following shot, like what I did in my video. If you have any experience in 2D filming, you know that the best B-roll angle is not right here against your face, but right here around your chest. So reverse grip holding do exactly that, and it looks just great. Look at that, I look super muscular and hero-like. I guess that's why they call it the hero shot. This way also let you hide the camera really well, as this is where your natural hand position is. The second way is the standard grip with your selfie stick. Extend as far as possible. This is the most often used way to film and also the safest. If you are not a good one-wheel rider like me,
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. You just can't get into it because
I will suggest using this technique in most of your shoot. When you hold the camera like that, it's easier for you to move the position of the camera to create interesting dolly shot like this. It is also how I created the fake drone shot. You don't need a long selfie stick to create a no drone, no problem shot. What a silly name. In fact, I would not suggest using the long no drone, no problem pole right here for any electric skateboard. It is very unsafe and safety always come first. The next one is my personal favorite, super low angle shot. Traditionally, you need to mount a GoPro on the tip of your skateboard to do that kind of shot. For 360 camera, you just need to point the camera down. That's it. If you want to achieve the effect that someone else follow you and film you on the side, you can also hold your camera to the side to achieve the side dolly shot like this. Okay, so the next technique will require some special gear. As you see here, I'm wearing a POV harness on my body. As you see the camera attached on a stick on top of me. That's Insta360 ONE X. So I'm using a jacket. The trick is using a jacket to cover. I mean, right now it's summer, but I'm still wearing a jacket to cover my harness. So we're not able to see the stick and the harness, so it look normal. So now I can do this called hand-free photo shot. So I can run my OneWheel right here and hand-free. Okay, let me show you how. Okay, the next shot, continue with using the POV harness, but this time I'm gonna reverse it and put it in front and have this POV angle. Again, hand-free. And this is also kind of in a really weird angle. Put my anime jokes aside, this is what it looked like. Don't be afraid to experiment to move your camera. Interesting camera movement will always result in a more interesting shot in post-production. I will also show you more advanced filming techniques with a professional skateboarder and a professional surfer in the next video. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. And now, let's dive right into post-production. All the magic happen in post. Before we start, let me address some common concern and my philosophy in 360 post-production. There is no free software or mobile phone app that will help you to achieve the best professional looking result. If you want an absolute best quality, you need a dedicated editing software like Adobe Premiere, Final Cut Pro X, or DaVinci Resolve. Yes, your mobile phone is powerful, but if you think you can do a better job than a desktop editor, you are fooling yourself. I will strongly encourage you to put down your phone and learn how to do simple edit with your computer. Even you are just making Instagram or Facebook video, it is a lot easier than you think and save you more time. And time is money. Same goes with the free software. Yes, you probably already saw some video about editing and free capturing with the Insta360 Studio. It can free capture any 360 footage, including the ones from GoPro Fusion, Vuze XR, and Kandao Qoocam. But there is a major issue. It does not allow you to edit based on music and beats. If you can take home one thing today that will dramatically improve your video is edit to the beat. If you free capture and cut sync to your music, your travel video, action video, family video, dog video will instantly look cinematic. If you can learn some sound design as well, which is out of the scope of this tutorial, your video will get triple of the views and likes on any social platform. Also, none of this free software will allow you to edit in 4K in Apple ProRes, which is another very important point specifically for small sensor 360 video editing to avoid compression artifacts and that ugly sport camera look. I will put the link in the description below on comparing the exact same ONE X video in 1080p and 4K, and you can tell 4K looks a lot better on YouTube, especially if you have a 4K screen or watch it on your Apple TV. Keep your video in high resolution and low compression codecs will be my philosophy during this entire post-pipeline. Let's quickly talk about stitching. Both GoPro Fusion and Vuze XR will provide you Apple ProRes for editing, which will follow my philosophy. But ONE X and Evo will not. So, other YouTubers suggest the no-stitch workflow. That's great, you should do that if you are using Adobe Premiere, but there is something nobody tells you unless you bought the ONE X or Evo. That is, the no-stitch workflow does not handle stitching perfectly all the time. So, if your footage has stitching calibration issue, which is 99.9% of the action shot on an electric skateboard or drone shot like right here, you cannot use no-stitch workflow from Premiere. So I would suggest the alternative workflow. Import your raw video in the Insta360 Studio. Lock the direction and find the frame you are going to use. Hit the stitch calibration button until you see a good enough result. Then render out only the portion you need to save storage space from the studio. And the quality had to be super in 150 megabit per second. After you import all the footage into Premiere, the next thing you immediately do is to generate proxy for everything. You always edit in proxy to increase editing speed and productivity. They are still 5.7K 360 video, so if you slow down your computer unless you cut it in proxy. For more information, check out this tutorial. Next is important, setting up your sequence. If you are publishing onto YouTube, you want to see your sequence in 4K. I will make a separate tutorial on IGTV and Instagram release, but for YouTube, I will highly recommend 4K. 90% of the Insta360 ONE X overcapture video, including from some famous YouTuber, look super compressed and poor quality is because they are uploading as 1080p. Yes, 1080p look great if you shot with a DSLR, but not a small sensor camera like ONE X or Fusion. See the compression video yourself with the link I provided below. Before you put your edit together, unless you have a sound designer, I will pick the music first. As you see my sequence here, I have a music track and a sound design track for sound effects. Where can you find free music, you ask? Well, here is another tip for you. AudioJungle.net give out a free song each month on their website. The track usually costs about $20, but you get it for free during this promotion. And it is a really high quality track. Look at this month, they give out this cyberpunk track, just immediately inspired me to create a Stranger Things themed 360 video. Coming up on Netflix soon. Stay tuned.
Audio Jungle.
You can also just reach out to a producer on YouTube who give out free music in return for exposure. And they usually love creative videos and 360 videos like this. You are doing them a favor by featuring them.
Zhao Yu, press play.
So don't be shy to ask. Not everything costs money. Just like this tutorial, completely free. Don't forget to like and share before you refill your coffee. So I pick up this amazing track by Lance Coran called Taste. The next thing I do is to listen to the track and hit the M button on my keyboard to create beat markers. Don't need to be exactly on beats, but now I have a rough idea where I want to make transition or do free capture animation or do tiny planet morphing.
I just can't be sure. So won't you come closer? 'Cause I've got to know.
Every clip on my timeline, I have one standard effect: GoPro VR reframe. It is the GoPro plugin and it's 100% free. I will put the link down below. I'm sure this is not new for those of you already following my channel, but one other tip I want to show you is to put the VR rotate sphere before the GoPro VR reframe plugin. Why? Well, it is for the ease of edit. Let me show you. Let's say we have a perfect tiny planet here created from the GoPro VR reframe plugin. If you don't know how, let me reset everything and show you again. All you need to do is to move the pitch and it will give you a tiny planet. But now I am not centers and I want to animate myself into the center. If I touch the yard now, I will destroy my perfectly made tiny planet, which is super annoying. But we don't need to animate the reframe plugin. Instead, we will just move the pen from the VR rotate sphere plugin. Just think about this spatially. You want to pan in 360 and move me around the globe. So that is pan. Easy, right? Well, it is a great tip that can potentially save you hours of messing around. By the way, you can find the VR rotate sphere under immersive video plugin come free with the Adobe Premiere. So besides VR rotate sphere and GoPro VR reframe plugin, I will also have an adjustment layer on top with color correction and color grading plugin like Lumetri, but that's it. Now let's break down those edits with the funky name in my video so you can recreate them exactly with your electric skateboard or snowboarding video. The first one is a fly-in follow. It is great for establishing and opening from a super wide angle into a media shot. If you listen to the music, it is a riser that goes perfectly with the animation. And all we need to do is to animate the FOV from 80 to 50. Next, we immediately have a 360 glitch transition to match the kick drop. It is so easy to create this kind of glitch. You insert a keyframe there 5 frames before the kick and then copy the same keyframe 5 frames after the kick. Then in the middle, you just have some random setting to make the frame go crazy. There you go, you got yourself a 360 glitch. Next, we have a tiny planet combined with the side following filming technique we just learned. You just need to make the pitch around 90 degrees and you get yourself a tiny planet. Then from the upside down world, you just need to reset the pitch and roll the camera in 180 degrees. Then for the famous hamster wheel, or some people like to call it the reverse tiny planet, you just need to pitch 90 degrees while the camera is in upside down world. Next, after the low angle shot, if you listen to the music, the lyrics goes just like me. I think it will be fun to point the camera to me to match the music. Again, you can't do any of this if you cannot listen to the music. So I can simply yard 180 degrees or pan 180 degrees in the VR rotate sphere. Next, we have the reverse tiny planet cut to a tiny planet on beat. It is actually almost the same clip, but with 2 extremes. It looks great visually for the jump. So another tip for you in editing. If you cannot find a clip different enough for dramatic cut in 360, just make 2 extreme and cut between them. Tiny planet and reverse tiny planet or third person view to first person view, which I will show you next.
Can't escape, I've got you in my veins.
Okay, this upside down world transition into the fake drone shot is my personal favorite. All I did on here is, on the OneWheel, I raised my arm and point the camera up. To sell this fake drone shot, I add in a sound effects of an airplane flyby. By the way, you can easily find free sound effects on YouTube or soundbible.com. Next, we have the famous time shift. Time shift is not only for Insta360 camera. Lots of people confused because of marketing. That only GoPro Hero 7 or Insta360 ONE X can do time shift or time warp. That is not true. Only the ONE X mobile app has time shift, that's true, but that does not concern us. Here is how to create time shift in any camera with Adobe Premiere. Again, listen to the music and find the beat you want to do time shift. As I am doing the counting by snapping my fingers, so I found 2-4 beat session in the music is perfect for time shift. So I mark them down with M on the keyboard and right click on the session that I want to speed up. I pick speed and duration, put in 400s to speed it up 4 times, and very important, in time interpretation, I pick frame blending instead of frame sampling. You cannot see the time shift effect in preview, but after you render it out, you can see it just like the Insta360 ONE X app. You can use any 360 cameras right here for that. If you have the Kandao Qoocam right here, you can use the app to slow it down even more without revision effect twistor. You can create smoother time shift better than even the Insta360 ONE X with 4K quality. More on that in the next tutorial. The next one is a very famous 360 transition. You see it practically everywhere. It is the upside down world flipped back into the normal view. Again, do the upside down world on the last clip, then in the second clip, match the same setting on the first keyframe and then move couple frame and reset it into the normal view, just like that. The next one is also a very popular edit, from third-person view to POV. You can simply animate the pen and yard by 180 degrees. The next one is kinda crazy. It is a dolly shot that cut on beats. What I did is roll over Hailey on the side and chase her with the camera. In here, I just animate the camera angle to always following her. To make it look cool, you just add in some smooth transition and make sure your keyframes are on beats. The next one is my signature edit. So if you use it, please do give me a shout out. I call it the parallax world. It has this really trippy dolly zoom vertical effects and all created in post with a simple 360 camera. All you need to do is to move the FOV opposite to where you are going. If you add some smooth transition here, it will sell the effect even more. If you position the forward direction center in your screen, you can create a Doctor Strange style zoom into a different world effect like this. I call it the power punch transition. It is done entirely in After Effects, so I will save that for the next tutorial, as After Effects is an even more interesting world that can really improve your production value. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Okay, now we finish all the edit. We are going to render all this out as Apple ProRes 422. So now we are only dealing with 4K video instead of 5.7K video. Also, now everything is in ProRes. Instagram and IGTV will have a slightly different workflow here, so stay tuned for that video. We bring the ProRes file back into Premiere, then we'll clean up the video. If you watched this video all the way till now, I'm going to reward you with the missing step that separates your video quality from everybody else: the video denoising. Here is the before and after comparison. So Insta360 or any small sensor camera like the GoPro suffer from compression artifacts and full frame flickers, as you see right here. A sunset shot in London filmed with the Insta360 ONE X by me. Pay attention to the lumetri scopes I overlay and you see the light flicker caused by the compression artifacts. Since our goal is to achieve the best video quality possible, we have to remove the noise and the flicker, so our footage can match with the regular DSLR in the edit. I have a full tutorial on here, so go check it out. After denoising, I will render out another pass as ProRes 422, and then I will color correct or color grade my footage. I have a tutorial on GoPro Fusion color grading here, and I also provided my personal LUT absolutely free to download to reward you to stick around with me to the end. Let me show you how to use it. First, color correct your footage, then you drop another lumetri or colorista on top of the adjustment layer. Under Creative, look, browse to my LUT and apply it. Then adjust the intensity to your liking. And that's it. You got a unique teal and orange look instead of the stock looking of Insta360 ONE X. It now looks cinematic. Okay, the last step, render and publish onto YouTube. As we did so many hard work to make sure the video look as good as possible, but YouTube is going to compress the heck out of it when you upload. So, to minimize the compression step, we are going to give YouTube 4K ProRes 422 as the upload file. I know it sounds crazy, but that is the only way to get you the best video quality on YouTube. YouTube will compress your raw video based on the platform to deliver the best quality possible. That's it! From start to finish on how to create the best overcapture video from any 360 camera. Is this better than any Udemy or Skillshare video you watched lately? I hope so! There are so much more I want to teach you, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. If you are new to the channel and interested in learning more 360 video production and how VR can empower you with immersive storytelling, do consider to subscribe. I will have more post-tutorial on the ONE X, on the Fusion, and the upcoming GoPro Fusion 2. So stay tuned and I will see you in the next video.